Alright.
So,
Alright,
okay.
guys, just to make this easier, shouldn't we have someone to facilitate the group, actually try to keep everything in order, have an order to go around with?
Yeah, I would think so. I would
Alright.
consider it easier for us if we do that.
Alright, who wants to be a facilitator and actually try to keep control over the arguments, discussion, who gets to go first, go next, etc.?
I could try to do that.
Go for it.
Okay, so let's go clockwise, and then let's give everybody a chance to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would you like to start?
Who?
You.
Me?
Because I'll go this way.
So,
Let's try to figure out who we would say first. Just that one right now, and then we can just say the name of the person and your reason behind
okay,
it.
I picked John Simpson because he's fairly still young and he has small children, which they needed for emotional support throughout their development. So, and he's also involved in human services, not just one but a few. And I also picked it because he's already contributing to society and trying to make the world a better place or bring world peace as opposed to other volunteers. Because the other volunteers they're not contributing yet. Well, they were, but then they took the break off. Well, so did he, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel more he should be taken out of the cave first because he has small children. Yeah, so that's my reason why I picked him first. Did anybody else agree with me on that?
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we can all state who we pick first. My laptop just broke. Okay, I don't know what happened.
No, it didn't freeze.
It's a lowercase n.
Still lowercase n.
Okay, maybe we can reread this.
I think maybe we can give our like how we are doing it right now, and then from there pick our own number one choice, I guess, right? Like you could say you agree to that one. Can I say what I think my number one choice is, and then we all hear it.
And then
and then
the
decide.
second one or third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my number one choice would be Sunny Vapor, because I'm thinking he has the possibility of curing AIDS. That means saving millions of lives. So I feel like if he were to die, he's gonna not be able to help out those lives that people could die from AIDS. So that's my number one choice.
I would agree with Sunny or Sunny, whatever this person's name is, to be quite honest. I would agree because, yes, he would actually contribute a lot more to society, considering the AIDS is something people are still trying to combat. And nonetheless, it would contribute a lot more in the medical field, and nonetheless could lead to potential future discoveries for other medications, other diseases. Again, he's working with other immunities, other deficiencies.
Okay, so I agree with both of your points. However, I picked somebody else. I picked the Tazo.
Toza?
Yeah, because she's so young, and because I just personally I try to put myself individually in everybody's position, but I am kind of opinionated. So I kind of like critiqued all these people like, oh, you're like 47, you already got to live, but this person's so young. So that's one of my main reasons. The other reason is she wants to open a free clinic, and her main goal was to open a new clinic, and she wants to try new things. She hasn't had the experience yet. She was not forced, but like kind of pushed to pick the path in life. So
By her parents?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was thinking too.
So I was thinking maybe she should be first.
Can I answer? Because I think at the end for her, she had changed her mind about all that. Right?
She did, but everybody should get a chance to, because it was forced upon her. That's my point. She didn't
Well,
get
we
to.
don't know if it was forced upon her, but obviously, we're assuming it was because she's not interested in it anymore. So we're just assuming, yeah. But it's possible because I didn't pick her first, but I picked her second. But I said the same thing, like her parents will talk her into going back to school, whether it be for medical school or something else, you know. So she could decide on her own what she wants to do in life.
Can we I'll get a chance and then we'll add, like,
Oh, okay.
we'll go individually, like, one person per person. Sorry, I just want everybody to get a chance.
Yeah.
You, yeah. Alright, I agree with both of you with having what's his name? Sunny Vapor go first because of he's up there in age, but also getting this close to that curing the for AIDS for the cure. So if he were to be first, then he would be for sure safe and get on with finishing the cure for AIDS. So I fear that the importance of versus everyone else, and I think that's more important than everybody else's situation and going on with their lives. So that's my opinion for who should go first.
I also chose Sunny because of the cure for AIDS. He's getting closer to that, meaning a lot of people are going to get a chance to live. And also because he needed a break from his work, so he doesn't really deserve to die. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think majority of us did pick Sunny,
Yeah.
so maybe we should put Sunny first.
Can we have a little argument on that though?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I did not pick him first. I chose him fourth because he doesn't have any children, and I feel like the ones that have children should have go first because they need to be there for their children. Because like, what's gonna happen to them if we don't get them out of the cave and they don't end up dying? What's gonna happen to their children? That's
Somebody
somebody else.
else can always take care of
It says they're all married.
Yeah,
So
so the mom is there.
If one that died,
Yeah.
or to die, not to be mean, but
Yes.
they would still have the mother.
But
You picked Helen first as your number one?
No.
Oh, sorry,
I didn't pick her
John
first.
Simpson, sorry, right?
Yeah.
John Simpson.
Yeah,
He's very good. I actually have him as my number 2 choice. But for me, like I said, the more lives that, he can.
impact.
Yeah, well, Ellen has 4 children too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, but I
and she's a
And
mom.
they're little kids too.
7 months, I think. Yeah.
Can we do a majority who went for
yeah.
Sunny?
You guys, if that's what you agree on, then let's
Yeah.
agree on that.
So,
Cause
Should I write down Sunny?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I think that would be fair.
Okay.
And then maybe we can do
Do
the
I
same
put
thing.
Sunny, male, age 47, or just the
Yeah,
name?
just put
Sunny Vapor.
So no names repeat, so you don't really. Whatever you put is fine.
huh?
So you want to give your
I'm
number
just saying
2?
no names
Yeah.
repeat, so whatever you
I
put.
picked Tozo Nelco because she's young. First, I would choose to get her out of the cave second because she's young, and she's very smart, and she has a lot going for her in the future. And like you said about her, both of her parents hold high positions. So I think since they are involved in such important roles in their careers, like you said, they'll talk her, into going back to school. Which they probably talked her into going to medical school, but she decided that's not what she wanted for her life. So I think that they'll still talk her into going back to school, but to have her make her own choices, what she wants to do, not what they want her to do. So yeah, I think she should be coming second, because she's young, and she's gonna do something in life. I don't know what, but she'll end up doing something in life. Because if I was her mother, I would do that. I would talk her into going back to school because I wouldn't let her life go to waste like that. Because she's very smart, and so.
Just to keep track of the time.
I know.
What's the time? Or how much time do we have left?
It's been 9 minutes.
9 minutes? Okay. So for number 2, I picked John Simpson. I picked him because he does have 5 kids. I did take that into consideration, and he has kids. He also works at a school, so he's a campus coordinator, so a lot of people depend on him in the school. He's also educated, and he is also involved in the anti-racist group. And to me, somebody that stands up for other people that need it, I feel like we need more of those type of people in this world. So I feel like he should be number 2.
my second choice was Edward actually, because more than 200 people depend on him, and considering that, yes, he does have children. I think the majority do here actually, besides Owen. But Edward here, he's a person who's trying to save people's jobs. Regardless of the job or his manufacturer going to undergo, he could still save it with that last contract. Remember, at this point, we're not just seeing, oh, these are just 250 people that are just working. These people also have families themselves. Remember, we can't just depend on one person and one school. We're also depending on other people's livelihoods as well. So it would be more considerate to actually save one, so this person's second, considering that he's going to save a lot more people in the long run.
I would say I got Sunny for my number 2, but we already put Sunny as first. So I would say Tozo. And to go to what you said, I don't think it would be right to force her to do anything. She is a bright person with good intentions, so she might make a difference in a different aspect, not necessarily medically. So, and she's also so young, so.
She has a lot of time.
Yeah, that's true. For me, for second, I also picked Edward because of the importance of helping out other families. Also, if they were to lose all of their jobs, they would go into, depression. They might not be able to find a job for a long time. They would have to have Social Security or whatever they can get by. It'll be a lot harder for that many people to get by. And if he were to if he couldn't sign a contract, then everything would go bankrupt and they would all lose their jobs. So I think the happiness of other people would be more beneficial. So even though he's old and really up there in age, regardless of that, he could be saving a lot of people's jobs, a lot of people's jobs.
I chose him as well because if he lifts 250 people, we'll be able to have a good life by having a job and afford the things that they need for their families because they might have kids. Also, he intends to write a book on the subject of the cave experiment or whatever. So if he does live, he gets a chance to do that.
I guess since majority picked.
I agree. Now I changed my mind. I agree now with Edward. I had him actually as my number 3, but yes, I agree with number 2 for Edward.
So that's 3 against 2. And who did you pick?
I said Edward as well.
Okay, so it's 4 then. 4 against 2.
Unless you guys have an argument to say that Tozo should go next, then.
I mean, my argument is she's.
With Edward, let's see. But I can make an argument also on Edward because he's kind of old already. But still, he is responsible for these people. So I chose him 5th.
I chose him 4th.
4th or 5th?
I'm
debating.
actually thinking, since he is working in a company, he's not the only representative. So if he does not make it, hopefully he does. But if he doesn't make it, I'm sure somebody else out there would try to.
Oh, but I think he's the head of the company.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the president.
Yeah, so
There's always somebody out there.
Like a vice president.
Yeah.
But we don't have that information.
No, we can't always make
So we
these
can't
assumptions.
assume.
We have to stick to what we have.
And then they're
I mean,
waiting on him
I said-
to sign the contract, so he must be a very important person for that company.
I'm just saying, like, it's 4 against 2. We should go with him. But the only argument
And
I have
250
was.
Yeah.
people get a job,
I agree with number 2.
So Edward?
Yes.
Alright. Third person?
I picked Helen Richardson. For the reason, because she does have small children, but I also judge her as being an unfit mother because, like, what mother gets bored of their small children? Especially a 7-month-old? Like, I didn't really dig on that. Like, mothers are supposed to enjoy their children, right? You have a family, you're supposed to enjoy your children. That's what I thought about her. I kind of judged her.
But yeah, I judged her too.
I'm not a mother either, but like I have nieces and nephews, so I just kind of judged her and I kind of didn't. But then I felt bad for the children because she does have a husband, but her husband works. He's city council. City councilman? Yeah, a city council, and he probably works long hours. That's what I'm assuming, because, I just think that they work long hours. And I just feel like she doesn't care for her children as much as she should have. So, and then to be a volunteer for 14 days and leave her children. Cause like, where are her children at when she's doing this thing for 14 days? Her husband works long hours. They don't say where her children are, but I'm already thinking like, where are her children?
But again, we can't assume
I
because they
know.
didn't say she left her children unattended. They could have been with grandma, grandpa, babysitter, dad, a field trip on a school or something.
But she's having an affair with this Owen guy.
I agree.
So I feel like she doesn't care about her children. Cause she
Or
wouldn't be
her
having an affair. What if her husband finds out she's having an affair? He's gonna leave her and then it's gonna be a divorce. And then what's gonna happen?
Wait,
Throw her back
why
in
put
the
her
queue.
third?
Yes.
She's actually my last person, but I just wanted everybody to get a chance because we're kind of so.
Because she has children. That's,
Alright.
that's the only reason why I put her third. Because
If
I
somebody
was
has
gonna put her
children,
last.
Yeah.
then her.
Yeah.
I was gonna put her last, but I said no. She has children. I still have to have that consideration, you know. But I kind of judged her. I just didn't think that
So I picked for number 3. What I had for number 2, John Simpson, which I gave my reasons. That he's a campus coordinator at a Catholic school, master's degree, involved in anti-racist group.
I put. Oh, sorry. Your turn.
That's all good, it's all good. For 3, I said Tozo because you guys can judge me on this, but her future is just a 50-50 for me. One, she could either potentially do something with her life, which is going to the medical field, or she could either be traumatized by this experience, give up traveling, and be a person who may or may not continue on her passion or continue on in life where she may not be satisfied with her own options. Nonetheless, her age does matter, so I will take into consideration. Nonetheless, it's just a coin flip.
I would say because Tozo was my number 1 and she's still not on the list, I would probably now pick her to be number 3. But originally I went with John Simpson because he does have more children than Helen, and he did not have an affair, and he's a social worker. Many people's lives matter on him as well. And I believe that people should be given a second chance. I forgot why I put that there, but he must have done something that I said he should be given a second chance.
Well,
Does anyone have his?
For Edward,
I
you
do.
said?
It's because he
John.
is in the. He's actually meeting with a dominatrix, and he still feels
yeah.
guilty about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I said he deserves a second chance because they did say there was nothing sexual between them,
Right.
as opposed to Helen where she was kind of.
Having a romantic affair.
But it's a tie between Tozo and John Simpson.
But who would you predominantly say would go for the position of third?
Whoever gets more votes
Okay.
out of these two.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I think for me, I chose Tozo for third over John because he is seeing this dominatrix, and she still has everything going for her. She's not messing up in life and everything. This might be one thing that she wants to experience, but this experience could sway her back into doing what she's doing before, right? So if she gets to survive, she might just be like, forget traveling, forget this, and I'm just gonna work on what I'm doing already. So I chose her over John because John's kind of doing something behind his wife's back, even though it's platonic. He's still doing things that a married man shouldn't do. So I chose Tozo for that.
I also chose Tozo for third. Well, main reason is because she's still young. She has a whole future in life ahead of her to make good decisions. And yeah, John, he's seeing someone, even though there's nothing sexual going on, he's still lying to his wife. So I feel like Tozo should be third.
By the seams of it, vast majority says Tozo.
Tozo?
Yeah.
Tozo it
That's
is.
fine, yeah.
Okay.
Any arguments?
Well,
Any arguments?
well, she was actually in my 4th, Tozo, because, yes, she's young, but she changed her whole perspective about like, oh, I'm gonna help and do all this stuff, but now I'm just gonna travel. And she's young. But I agree with-
she
yeah, I
wants to
agree.
experience, I feel like.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah, I
question.
agree with number 3.
Sorry.
I'm fine with it.
You've never changed your mind about what you want to major in or anything?
Yeah, no, I do want to mention.
Yeah, I changed mine like 2 times.
I've changed mine like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I think we should give her a fair
Yeah.
chance at life.
Which I agree with number 3, that's fine.
Man, I picked a second.
I picked her first.
Oh,
She was like my number 1 priority. Like
Because
her out
her
there.
age, talking about she's
Yeah.
the youngest.
She's closer to my age. Like all these people, to me, 40 and past 40 is like, whoa.
They were
You're
just
so
their
old.
life. They only have like so much more to live, you
Yeah.
know. So we're going on fourth one.
Yeah.
Do we have 10 minutes left?
How much time has it been?
10 minutes?
I'll show you.
Okay, so can we just try to
You have the timer?
not stretch
Yeah,
it?
so it's on there. It's
Oh, how many minutes are left?
20 minutes
Oh, the
left.
battery's dying.
That's
Okay,
okay.
that isn't cool. Shut
I'll
up.
put it right.
Sunni vapor I picked for fourth.
Wait.
Sunni?
Oh, we
Oh,
already.
yeah, I already have Sunni there.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? So I mean, I guess I can go with Edward. Did we pick Edward? Or
Second.
You did already.
Your
There's
last
only
options are
John, Helen, and Owen left.
So from either John, Helen, or Owen. Owen's last.
Would you like to skip your turn? So maybe
Well,
we
I'll
can
go with John.
skip it.
Do John. Yeah, I'll do number 4,
We'll come
John.
back to you.
Yeah, let's do John.
I also chose John.
As for
I mean,
fourth,
I didn't. I picked
I chose
Sunni,
John.
but do you know why? I picked, so do I want to say why?
You can say it.
you
Oh,
get
because we already
Everybody
picked
gets a.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But we all get to see why. We all get to reason. Tell
Yeah.
reasons why.
You can say why, but if we already put that person, let's not spend time on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then we'll skip me then.
You can pick a different
Number
person.
4, you said John as well?
For
Oh,
No, that's your
four,
first choice.
yeah, that was my first choice, and then Tozo was my second.
And you
You
give your
can pick a
reasons why.
different person
Yeah.
that you think now should go forth because I kept going with different people since I already did pick someone.
yeah.
Pick someone that left.
You
Just-
can pick somebody else for number 4. If you picked, let's say, Tozo for number 4, you don't have to say Tozo now. You can say, since we picked Tozo, I think my number 5th should be our number 4th now.
Okay, so okay, so maybe I think
Do you want to go and then we'll come to her? So, who's your 4th?
so. I will pick John.
Yeah.
John for the fourth. I think I already said why, but because I picked him first, but
Okay.
I picked him first.
So John, you said John.
I said Owen honestly.
I said
Oh,
John.
why?
I said
Because honestly, with Owen, yes, the thing is, a lot of people are always assume that veterans in this case are people who have reached it down low, especially because a lot of them have gone homeless. How do you know from this experience, if you were to come out alive, he himself could actually recover from all of this as well, actually have a good reflection of his life, perhaps talk about how this experience, how his previous experience as well, could actually prevent other people from going that same road. That's the thing. With John, yes, he may have children. He may be a person who is dependable on by a, let's see, was it a
He was a social worker.
social worker? He also is not a teacher, but a coordinator for a
Catholic service.
Catholic service.
He's enrolled in anti-racist group too.
True. But remember, we're talking about a person who actually served time, actually did his suffering, even though he was romantically involved with Helen,
I think he still is.
still is.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it give him the actual benefit to actually really reflect on the bad choices he has probably made from the past to actually make some sort of redemption to move on with his life, perhaps even fix the small mistakes he's doing now?
That's possible.
But it's been 2 years since he's had a drinking problem,
And he's still
and
going
he
A,
continues to drink.
and he's in a romantic relationship with Helen.
Still,
Yeah,
What
without even caring that she
It's
has
someone's
children.
But that's not his responsibility to care. That's hers. It's not
Yep.
his kids. She should have thought about that.
That's true,
I
but
think
it
it should be
takes
both
two.
parties.
Yeah, that's what I said too. It takes two.
it
It's
is
not just,
someone's wife at the end of the day.
I can't put all the
She's
blame on
involved
him
with-
because, you know.
Because I personally
He
want
did
to
not
mess
make
with
any-
someone.
Yeah.
You know.
He did
Why?
not make any vows to the husband. He did not break any of his
He's
promises.
helping him.
So it doesn't matter.
He didn't, but we can tell that's just his character. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say let's go with John. Did we say John already? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, John.
Oh no, he
Because,
doesn't. But
yeah.
I
A lot of
would
people
go
would
with John because he was on my number 3 and he's still not on the list. So I would say let's put him number 4 at least.
Mhm.
that's what I chose.
My other issue is with Owen. My last person is Helen because she's the worst in it.
Let him go and then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine is John too, because versus the other two that are last, it's a better option.
That's what I chose.
Awesome, John. So, 5.
5. we haven't got Helen or Owen. So I picked Helen. But I did pick her third, but since nobody agreed on that, I will go with her for fifth for the fact that she has children. And I think that's the only reason why. She's not lost, and because she has children. I mean, someone has to look out for her children. Someone has to look out for her children. Although she having an affair and she somewhat abandoned her children for 14 days. I kind of judged her on that. So yeah, I think she should be fifth.
For number 5, I also picked Helen. I know she's married with 4 kids, they're little, but since the husband is the city council, he's well off. I feel like he can take care of the responsibility of the kids. The affair really isn't that much of an issue to me. The thing is that I'm not saying she's just a housewife, but she doesn't impact that many lives. So that's why I picked number 5.
I'm gonna stick with Owen still. I really can't change that. I feel as if Helen really has screwed up the majority of her life. She gave up her career for psychology, even though she had a potential there. 2, considering that she not even abandoned, but left her kids on their own. She's not fit to be a mother. Neither is her husband to be a parent. Considering that she's still going on with the experiment, having a relationship with Owen, a person who still has some sort of redemption in this case, I would say that she is not eligible to even continue on with it.
I think she had one responsibility to be a mom and she couldn't even do that, so she should be the last one. And that leaves us with Owen in this situation. In my opinion, that leaves us with Owen.
I believe that too. So like if Owen were to go last, then Helen would probably mourn for him. And the fact that she's married, well, I feel like Owen could benefit from this as well. But Helen's already she's married, she should already have the responsibilities and knowledge of doing what's right. So I go with
I
Owen.
also chose Owen to go fifth, just because he can still turn his life around. And regarding the affair, he can put an end to that. And Helen, she just failed at her life, I think.
Oh, can I say something super quick?
Yeah.
I picked Owen last because I read somewhere where he has a non-broken
yeah,
leg.
yeah.
And is the passage did it mention that it was narrow or something, or it was complicated? I feel like he's gonna slow it down. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
and
guys
he's not contributing to society.
And that's
what
what
he has.
I mean.
He has. He
He did.
was a
He did.
veteran,
Yeah.
so he
Yeah,
already
he
did
did.
his
That
part.
was a big
We
contribution.
should
He's going
give
fifth, so
him
he's taking time.
at least a little thanks for
Yeah.
sacrificing that many years of his life.
But then he has a drinking problem. He continues to drink, and
Maybe
I
this
think
experience is gonna,
Shock him.
make him realize that, I need to do something else in my life.
maybe.
Could have died.
But I feel like he's been drinking for 2 years, and he's like
I mean,
this whole I don't know. I think he's just making bad choices, and I think he puts me in a position. I think he doesn't care about himself.
So it's
If you
And
think
not
of it
even
this
anybody
way,
else, for that matter.
if you think of it this way, if Owen dies, Helen is already a terrible mother. Now she's going to
And
be crying
terrible
over
wife.
him and not taking care of her kids. And this family already sucks. So might as well give their kids to somebody who can take care of them better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a dad.
She
So-
might end up doing it again
Yeah.
with someone else. That's the
To
thing.
me, both of them were on the same level, so I kind of
Yeah, but
They're-
I feel like
I guess I'll agree with number 5 for Helen and 6 for Owen, right?
But
Yeah.
that's already 4 against 2. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just go with
Helen.
Owen and then Helen. Because
Oh,
Helen
sorry. I meant to say the other
Oh, you guys are
Uh,
for Owen?
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
And then we're just for Helen.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine. I switch to.
So
Owen.
who's
Yeah.
fifth?
Owen,
Owen is 5th,
And
and
then Helen.
Helen is
for those reasons.
because like I said, they're both the same. That's awesome.
So we did it.
Yeah.
And we're an hour early to class.
How many minutes did it take us?
The
Just
whole-
about.
29 minutes.
Yeah, basically
About the
everything.
whole 30 minutes.
Now we can upload it right to YouTube.